And if you have any questions, please send it to Zoom chat room. So thank you for your cooperation. So we're now ready to start the teaching. May we invite Sato to start the teaching, Interpreter Bhante to start the interpretation, please. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Okay, so you will pay homage to the Buddha by reciting Namo Tassa 3 times. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Sama Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Sama Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Sama Sambuddhassa. Today we will continue Piti Bojhanga. So we have many different types of piti. We also translate like a rapture or joy. So it's very, very pleasant feeling in our body. When it invades all over the body, it becomes very pleasant. So we have 5 different types of piti. Kodika piti, minor piti, like a hair rising in the moment. It can only short time. Then kanika piti, momentary piti, like a dana striking many times, rising and perishing many times. So it will happen many, many times. Then again, akantika piti, short piti, as invaded by a wave. So something will feel like a floating or something. This is called akantika piti. Obliga piti, afflicting piti, like a flying on the sky. Then finally, farana piti, pervading piti that spreads all over the body with the less and also less longer than akantika. Actually, the first 4 are a little bit gross. When the first 4 of piti arises, then it's a little bit gross, so we may have a little bit disturbance or distractions. That means sometimes we may have agitations. Our mind will follow to the piti. Sometimes we also worry. When our mind becomes very quiet, we also have scare or fear. That kind of thing can happen. So when we attain jhana, it should be paranapiti, the last type. So these are the definitions of piti, the kinds of piti. Actually, piti make mind pleasant, also make body comfortable. So when we are going to develop piti, actually there are many information about it. So 11 things lead to the arising of enlightenment factor of joy. So 11 too much. Then the first one is a Buddhanussati, recollection of Buddha's quality. As we all have known, Itipiso Bhagava Arhan Sama Sambuddha. So we must know the meaning, then we must try to recollect one of the quality. Mostly I recommend to recollect one quality in one sitting. If their major practicing is Buddhanussati. Then we have many different qualities. Even Arham, we have 5 meanings. So if we divide it into many different groups, it can be thousands of qualities. So anyway, when we can do recollection of Buddha's quality, piti can arise. So sometimes when our mind is a little bit dry, not very active, we can also develop the enlightenment factor of piti. Then again, Dhammanussati, the recollection of Dhamma. So we all have already known Svakato Bhagavata Dhammo, all the Dhamma's quality. At the same time, we can also do one quality in one section. So if we do many qualities, we get confused. So choose one of them. This is good enough. For Sanganosati, regulation of Sangha. Now we all have already learned Supatipano Bhagavato Savaka Sango. As a Buddhist, Buddhanosati, Dhammanosati, Sanganosati is really very easy. We can get many information about it. Then again, Silanosati, recollection of morality. So there are many different types of morality. We also have many different levels of morality. As long as we are moral, whenever we recall our morality, if we can feel happy, we can do it. So actually, there are many stories about recollection of morality. That means recollection of morality as basis or as a foundations. Then they can also continue practicing vipassana. They can take attitude. Very well-known person is Venerable. You may have listened to many discourses about him, many Dhamma talks about him. He just broke his legs, hit him with a stone. Then you can also imagine how painful it will be after breaking his legs. He just recalled his morality. He didn't break any precepts. That means all the precepts, that means as ordinary person, sure, we may break some precepts, but we have already cured properly according to Vinayas. That's all we can say is pure. So he is pure. Then there's the process of improvement. He can feel delight, pamaja. Then when pamaja become very powerful, then it produces piti, joy or rapture. When piti become very powerful, it produces passaddhi, tranquility. When passaddhi become very powerful, it produces happiness or bliss, sukha. When sukha become very powerful, it produces concentration. So by practicing recollection of morality, we cannot attain jhana, we can attain only asset concentration. Based on asset concentration, he can continue practicing vipassana, he could attain arhataship. So this is a Silanosati. There are many other stories we can find in many different parts of commentaries. Many different stories about many Mahatheras. So Sila, if we can purify our morality, it will make ourselves happy. And also we can feel happy, then it will be easier for us to develop concentration. The next one is Jaganosati, recollection of charity. Actually, charity is very easy for everybody. I think anybody has done charity in the life. Well, sometimes in Paodoya, there are some non-Buddhist practitioners from different countries. Now, if they lost confidence, if they feel lazy, then I just recommend them to do Jaganosati. So that means you may have done many dana. You may have offered many different things to many different people. Just try to recall the dana that made you happy. When you have happiness, you can stabilize your mind. You can also concentrate well. You can also improve your meditation. So Jaganosati is also important for everybody. So if there's somebody who doesn't have Buddhist background, the Jaganosati is easier. Another one is a Devadanusati, recollection of divine beings. Okay, one more thing here. When we say Devadanusati, it should be recollection of divine qualities. So we all have some more divine qualities. I mean, different people may have different divine qualities. For example, Sutta, confidence. If we have very strong faith and Tibetan, three trainings, dependent originations, then we can say that it is strong enough. This is called Sutta, proper confidence. So by having this kind of Sutta, divine beings were born in the Deva realms. So we also have that kind of quality. So we just use divine being as a wordiness. Just recall our own ability, our own quality, Sutta. Similarly, morality. Now, divine beings also have morality. We also have morality. So before they were born as divine beings, they were also moral. That's why they can be reborn in the heavenly realms. We just recall our own morality, divine being as wordiness. Jaga, I already mentioned Jaga, charity offering. After offering, then divine beings were born in the Deva realms. We can recall our own charity, generosity. Again, Sutta, knowledge. That means Dhamma knowledge. We can learn, we can remember, we can memorize, we can keep in our heart, we can apply in our daily life. All the kind of Dhamma knowledge, Dhamma experiences. These are called Sutta. So divine beings were born having learned the Dhamma knowledges or Dhamma materials. Then we also have that kind of knowledge we can recall. Then that's a wisdom. Was that wisdom inside knowledge? So in the case of Panya here, in this case, it means Udabaya Jnana, the knowledge of rising and perishing. There will be very many different explanations about it, so it will be too wide. When we have this kind of wisdoms, we can also say we are wise enough. Having this kind of wisdom, this kind of experiences, divine being we are born in the Deva realms. If we have, we can also recall our own ability. This is called Devadanusati. The Upasamasati, recollection of peace, this is called Nibbana. So we have many definitions of Nibbana. Okay, in the very beginning of Bojhanga Sutta, in Myanmar version, we have two more stanzas. They are mentioned, Ajati Matara Vyati Amatan Nibbayan Gata. This is also the meaning of Nibbana. Actually, we have many other definitions of Nibbana. Ajati, no rebirth. Ajara, no aging. Abhyati, no sickness. Amatan, deathless. Nibbayan, safe or secure or no danger. So this is called Nibbana. So we can also understand the cessations of Namarupas. So Nibbana. We can also imagine how peaceful it is. Of course, we must be qualified enough to recall it. The peace of Nibbana, peacefulness of Nibbana. When we have very strong inside knowledge, such as discerning the Anubhara Nirodha by inside knowledge, we can do recollection of peace. Those who are always inclined to Nibbana can do it. For noble persons, it's easier because they have attained Nibbana, Upasamasati or Upasamanusati. So we have 7 recollections for the arising of Piti Sambojhanga. Not only that here, Luka Pukala Privachana Da, the avoiding of bad people. Okay, what does it mean bad people? Right? Because they're like rude people, impolite people, cruel people, we can say like that. This is called Luka Pukala. So when we associate with this kind of people, so we're going to have we're going to feel happiness, right? When we see somebody is rude, when we have to hear somebody speaking very bad, very rude, we're going to feel happy. We should avoid this kind of people. So there are some people, their behavior, the way they live, the way they speak is really very peaceful. When seeing or when hearing or listening to their advice, we can feel calmness, peacefulness. We should associate with that kind of people. Here mentioned, Sinita Pugala Sevanata, association with good people. So then we good behavior, good speech, good practice. They're also polite. They're also kind. That kind of people. If we associate with that kind of people, sure, we can have joyful feeling. We can feel happy. We can also develop the enlightenment factor of pity. Then we have another one. Pasadaniya Sutanda Pachavakanata. Reflection on the discourses inspiring confidence. This one is also really very important. When we read some suttas, we must remember which sutta make you happy and make your confidence stronger. Yeah, Pasadaniya means make your mind clear. Pasada means clear. We can also say like developing your confidence. Okay, I should say my own experiences. When I read William Mahavaka for the first time, maybe 4 years after my ordination, after 4th Vasa, I start reading. Before that also I read, but not fully, just read here and there. But after 4 years, I just read from the very beginning to the end, full set. In every single chapter, I have new way of thinking, new way of understanding. Also, I have very strong devotion of the Buddha's knowledge, Buddha's wisdom. But some of them are really very, very strong. Very systematic. So whatever then happen, there's a solution. But then there's a solution. Then there are many, many, many things we don't know in our daily life. We can learn a lot. Then I have a lot of devotion after reading the books, the first time, the Mahavaka. So the next year I also read Chulavaka. Also the same, I feel a lot of devotion, very strong devotion. There are many, many ways to solve the problem. When there's an argument, how to solve the problem, how to handle the case, there are many, many things inside. Then I have a lot of devotion when reading Chulavaka, Vinaya Pitaka. So we have another books. I think Singaporean have read this one maybe. Mahabodhavaca, the Greek Canonical of the Buddha. We have Myanmar version, very big volume. Very big volume means we have 8 volumes. So actually very, very thick books, also big volumes. After reading Bodhavaca also, we have more knowledge. We know many things about Asian culture, Asian traditions. Then some of the knowledge are very new to us. We can have a lot of devotion. Because Dasyaro is a Tipitaka memorizer, Tipitaka Dara, so he could combine all the things from Tipitaka. Okay, the main thing is you must remember which sutta made you happy. Try to recall which sutta made your mind clearer. Just recall the one. If we recall this kind of sutta, this kind of information, this kind of Dhamma article, Dhamma material, then we have piti. Then again, Dharati Mudata, the inclination towards joy. So our minds must incline to piti. We must be willing to develop piti sambhojjhanga in any posture. It will be the supporting cause of uprising piti. So altogether we have 11 different ways to develop the enlightenment factor of piti, rapture. Then we have a passaddhi, tranquility. So passaddhi is also very good experiences in our meditation. We can tranquilize our mind. Our mind become very calm, very quiet, very stable, no more restlessness. This is really very good experiences. So when we are going to develop passaddhi Bojhanga, there are 7 things that leads to the arising of enlightenment factor of tranquility. The first one, Panita Bojhana Sevana, the resultant to fine foods. We can also say suitable foods. The nutriment is also one of the supporting causes of our meditation. Thus, Panita Bojhana Sevana is also important. Utu Sukha Sevanata, the resultant to comfortable weather. Weather is also one of the supporting causes. Then we also have Idiapata Sukha Sevanata, the resultant to comfortable postures. So when we talk about suitabilities, we need suitable foods, suitable weather, suitable postures. These are the supporting causes of improvement. So when we are going to develop concentration also, we need these supporting causes. Now when we have all these conditions, then we may have more passaddhi, more tranquility. Then we also have Machata Yoga, undertaking the middle way. Okay, here. The first 3 are external, right? Food, weather, postures. These are the supporting causes. Machata Yoga is actually the way we practice. We have already known 2 extreme ways. Kamasukha Kanu Yoga, self-indulgence. We just follow our wish too much. We just follow our desire too much. This is also wrong way. We torture our body too much. This is also wrong way. Ancient times, most of the ascetics believe that without torturing their body, without suffering, they cannot release from suffering. They must pay back their suffering. Now I'm in Nepal. They have some wrong view. Actually, they have many questions about that kind of idea. When they meditate, they may feel a lot of pain. This is their past karma. They have to endure in order to overcome in order to pay back their past karma. Then in the future, they will not suffer anymore. They have this kind of mindset, that kind of understanding. I have to say, no, it's not like that. Because then how many kinds of suffering you have made in the past? You don't know, right? We don't know. So what kind of karma has already paid back? We cannot know. So this is just wrong idea. So that means although they feel pain too much, they don't change their posture. Endure. No more concentration if you do like this. That is why it needs middle way, avoiding 2 extreme ways. Another one is Sarata Kaya Bukala Privachanata, the avoiding of people who have physical bad actions, such as torturing, bringing weapons, stones, sticks, for fighting. This is just an example. That means they have bad behavior. That they will show many bad things to the people. This is called Sarata Kaya Bukala. So sometimes people don't feel safe after doing many things wrongs. Wherever they go, they will bring weapons. Actually, when they have weapons in their hands, their minds is changing easily. Yeah, they have power Not their power, it's the power of weapon. I remember in US, many old restaurants, right? No guns, no bats. Right? They have this kind of notice. Oh, that means very risky area. Huh? I don't understand like that. Anyway, if we bring weapons wherever we go, this means this is Sarada Kaya Bugala. Although we say we are gods, our behavior show us is not really very good. So we have to avoid this kind of people. Another thing, Pasata Kaya Bugala Sevanata, association with people who have bodily good actions. So that means their behavior is really very good. When seeing their behavior, we can feel calm, peaceful. Then this kind of people, they are good people. So if we associate with that kind of people, then we can have passaddhi, tranquility. Well, sometimes our behavior is good for ourselves, but very bad for our community, for other people. Right? We should consider, we should be aware of our behavior to change. Finally, tadati mudata, the inclination towards development of enlightenment factor of tranquility. So that means our minds must incline to the development of concentration, this passaddhi in any posture. We must be willing to develop passaddhi sambojhanga. This is called tadati mudata. Okay, now samadhi. Then I have to start with samadhi with a little bit issue. Because many people ask me this question, what is the momentary concentration? Right? You will also have this kind of question. Whenever we bring the topic about samadhi, they just bring momentary concentration. Whenever we talk about vipassana, they may ask, can we write a vipassana with momentary concentration? What is really called momentary concentration? Here I have a bilingual translation. Samadhanti tandi, Patama janati wasena aramani chitan, sama adhando, saman tapendo. Translation here. Samadhanti means evenly placing the mind on the object by the power of the first jhana, etc. The first part. Again, the next one. Tani wa bana janani samapachitawa bhuthaya jana samyutan chitan kayato vayado vipassando. Here's the meaning. In other words, entering those jhanas and emerging from them, while contemplating jhana mind and its associated mentalities as decaying and perishing. Remember this part. So I just call it full section, full passage. Right? This is a full passage. From Samadhanti Tandu, now full passage, right? This is the second part. It's very important. Entering jhana, emerging from jhana, discern jhana dhammas, mentalities, and contemplate that as anicca, dukkha, anatta. You can understand like that. The next one. Vipassana kane, lakkhana pati vedena, opajati khanika jiti kakata. Lakkhana pati vede. Okay, here. At the time of insight, the momentary concentration arises, realizing the three characteristics. Three characteristics mean anicca, dukkha, anatta. So, if we say step by step, enter jhana, emerging from jhana, discern jhana dhamma, discern jhana dhamma as anicca, dukkha, anatta. At the time of insight knowledge, momentary concentration arises. This is full passage of momentary concentration. But in your memory or in your knowledge, mostly people just know the last part, this part. At the time of insight, the momentary concentration arises. So that means when you walk, just walk. When you know walking as a walking, momentary concentration arises. Mostly you understand like that. But when you go and read in the text, different meaning. Right? So if we cut only the last part, it will be another meaning. If we read full passage, it will be another meaning. And here, Visuddhimagga commentary, book 1, page 218. Krishnamridamagga commentary, book 2, page 101. Vinaya commentary, book 2, page 34. We can find the same passage from 3 different commentaries. So the momentary concentration cannot be found in the Pali Canon. It's just only in commentary and sub-commentary. So this is called samadhi. So when we say samatha samadhi, it means jhana. When we say vipassana samadhi, it will be momentary concentration. So samatha jhana is very clear already. When somebody say vipassana jhana, you must understand it's a momentary concentration. Okay? So again, 11 things lead to the arising of concentration. It will be many information for you because we have very limited time now, nearly half an hour, right? Then what do we do? Purifications of basics. Actually, we have already talked about it in Dhammavicaya Sambhojjhanga. Purifying our body internally, our body, also our living place, like washing clothes, cleaning rooms, or everything. This is called Vituvisara. Indriya Sambhata Padipadanata, balancing 5 controlling faculties. We also found the same things in Dhammavicaya Sambhojjhanga. We must balance controlling faculties. We have already explained this today. Nimitta Kusala, ski in taking up the sign of concentration. This is one of the new things for all the meditators. So we have 3 Nimitta Kusala. The first one is Karana Kosana. Karana Kosana means making or doing. For example, we must know how to make kasina. For our kasina, we must call it the clay or swine to make kasina, right? We must know how to make it. In the case of anapanasati, we must know the breathing. What's the natural breath? How to know the breath? This is called Karana Kosana. Another one is Araka Kosana, maintenance, ski and maintenance. So we must be able to maintain our concentration. We must be able to maintain our nimitta. From breathing to Buddhivagga nimitta, whatever nimitta. If we can maintain well, we can improve. The last one is the Bhavana Kosana. Bhavana means development. We must try to develop the quality or quantity. Sometimes we may have very deep concentration. We call it a quality. If we can maintain our quality longer and longer, it's also good enough. Sometimes we don't have very good concentration, just normal concentration. Okay, maintain longer, sit longer. This is also increasing quantity. The same quality of concentration, but longer sitting. So if we can improve these 3 things, we call Nimitta Kosana, ski and taking up the sign of concentration. Remember 3. Karana, doing or making. Araka, maintaining. Bhavana, developing. These are called 3 skis of nimitta. Then again, Samaye, Chitasa, Vakananata, uplifting, the inciting of the mind on occasion. This is also one of the things we have to understand in Bojhanga Sutta. So I have already mentioned 2 different groups of Bojhanga. There are 3 in the first group: Dhammavicaya, Viriya, and Piti. These are the first group. So in here, Samayajita Sapakanada, affiliate in the mind. Why is called affiliate in the mind? Sometimes our mind is dull. Our mind is not very active, lazy, sluggish, slow, torpor, right? Unwilling, weary, tired. At the time, we need to develop the three Bojhanga, Brahmavicaya, Viriya, and Piti. By developing these three Bojhanga, we can uplift our mind. So this is the time to develop one or three Bojhanga, right? It doesn't mean you have to develop all the three. You might choose one of the three. Then again, Samayajitasa Nikananada, the restraining of the mind on occasion. So now we are talking about another group, like Pasadi Sambojhanga, already mentioned. Now Samadhi Sambojhanga, we are now explaining. Next one will be Upaka Sambojhanga. Sometimes our mind is so active. At the time, we can develop three Sambojhanga: tranquility, passaddhi, concentration, samadhi, and the equanimity, upeka. If we can develop these three, we can subside our mind, we can calm down our mind, we can also improve. It is the time to develop one or three enlightenment factors. So I have already said before, mindfulness is always needed. If we are mindful enough, we can know what we need to do. Mindfulness also must associate with wisdom also all the time. Then samaye, sambhasanada, the gladdening of the mind on occasion, gladdening. So sometimes we cannot improve, the meditation becomes tasteless. We don't feel any peace or we don't feel any benefit. Sometimes when our wisdom faculties become very low, very weak also, we cannot know the benefit. At the time, we must gladden the mind by recollecting or by developing sense of urgency. We have many different sense of urgency. Okay, for your easy understanding, I will give very easy example like Bodhisattva. Seeing an old people, an old man, he has sense of urgency. So in the sick people, ill man, then when seeing it, he also felt sense of urgency. Seeing a dead body, he also felt sense of urgency. So we have many different sense of urgency. Actually, sense of urgency is a kind of fear, but that's associated with the wisdom. Mostly when we have fear, we don't have wisdom anymore. Right? But here in this case of sense of urgency, we have fear, but it produces wisdom. Then by developing sense of urgency, by recollecting suffering in the samsara, suffering in the hell, suffering for surviving, we can recall many things to have sense of urgency. Then we can gladden our minds. We can improve our meditation. Samaye, ajupakanata, the recovering of the mind without interfering in occasion. Then we have one simile. There's a horse cart or a chariot drawn by two horses. Then charioteer must control the horses. When one of the horse is going straight, another horse is going aside. He must control the two horses to go to the right direction. Then when two horses are running properly to the right directions, then the charioteer need not to do anything, just wait and watch them. Similarly, sometimes our mind and our meditation subjects are harmonious. They are working properly. At that time, we must have equanimity. Don't struggle anymore. If we struggle, we will get lost. So this is called Samaya Ajapakhanata. We need equanimity to our mind and the object when they are automatic or when they are harmonious. And the next one, Asmahita Bhugala Vivachanata. The avoiding of people who do not have concentrated mind. So sometimes there are many people, they don't wish to practice samatha. They may have many like rumors. They may spread many rumors. Every country we have this kind of news. For example, don't practice samatha. If you practice samatha, you will go crazy. This kind of spreads in the news. Then they also have give another information. Sometimes not Buddha teaching. It's just Asian tradition. Only Vipassana is a Buddha teaching. They have this kind of misinformation or wrong information. Then many people also say, jhana is sometimes it's just jhana, it's not jnana. Jnana means not knowledge. Vipassana is more important. So when somebody has this kind of idea, this kind of perception, this kind of understanding, it's very difficult to correct. So another thing is that they become lazy to practice samatha. They don't want to have concentration. So that means if you have this kind of people around you, don't listen, right? Don't discuss with that kind of people. So you will get lost. Another one, Samahita Bhugala Sevanata, association with people who have concentrated minds. So this is very easy. We must emulate, we must imitate, we must follow the way they practice. This is called Samahita Bhugala Sevanata. They will be impressive, right? Then it will be easier for us to follow their footsteps. Okay, now, Jhana Vimokha Pachavakanata. Reflection on the absorptions and the emancipations. So we have 8 jhana. We also say 8 attainments. 4 material jhana and 4 immaterial jhana. We also have 8 vimokkha's. So 8 vimokkha will be a little bit messy, right? This is not the orderly, not the 8 attainment order. So material aggregates, it will mention, okay, I will give some example, right? Somebody developed kasina by taking internal one as object. For example, by seeing head hair, then we can do some black kasina. This is internal, our own head hair. There are some people, they will develop external one. Black color, black piece of clothes, black piece of paper, any black flowers are possible, whatever black color, they will take as object. This is just an example, right? The way expand, not expand, and beautiful or not beautiful, there are many other explanations. Okay, vimokkha will be, we can also say jhana, but different approach. So we have to reflect on this kind of things. Then if we don't have this knowledge, we cannot do it, right? We must know, we must have some knowledge about jhana. It will be easier to recall it. So first learn, after that recall. Tadadimodada. The inclinations towards the development of enlightenment factor of the concentrations, that means we must be willing to practice concentrations in every posture. Our mind must really incline to do it. This is called Dadati Mudata. These are the way to develop concentrations. Actually, they are, in the very beginning, I have already mentioned different conditions, different practice, right? Different developments. According to the conditions, we must know how to handle. This is called Samadhi Sambojhanga. Okay, now we have the last one, Ubhaka Sambojhanga. So Ubhakami equanimities. We have many different meaning of equanimities, many different types of equanimities also. For example, Ubhaka meditation. This is actually meditation subject. It will take living being as object. So we must start with Metta Jhana, Karuna Jhana, Mudita Jhana, after that go to Ubhaka meditation. This is also called Ubhaka. Now we also have equanimous feeling. So neither happiness nor unhappiness. Sometimes we can also say our minds are free from love and hate. This is also called Ubhaka. We can understand as an Ubhaka feeling. So in the case of Ubhaka meditation, our mind is free from love and hate. Ubhaka feeling will be neither pleasant nor non-pleasant, no unpleasant. This is called Ubhaka. Now we also have Viri Ubhaka. In previous Samadhi Sambojhanga, we have already talked about it. Samadhi Ijabhakanata, right? Equanimity towards mind and object. When the mind and object become very harmonious, just wait and watch. Don't struggle anymore. We call Viri Ubhaka, equanimous effort. Now here we have a Ubhaka Sambojhanga. This is enlightenment factor. Okay, we have different Ubhaka, but here we just talk about Viriya Sambojhanga, Ubhaka Sambojhanga, the enlightenment factor of equanimity. Okay, now 5 things lead to the arising of the enlightenment factor of equanimity. 1. Satamachatata, the equanimity towards beings. Okay, so Satamachatata means our mind must be free from love and hate. So we must not love any living beings very deeply. We must not hate any living beings. This is called Satamachatata. Satamachatata. More equanimous feeling. Another one is Sankara Machatata, the equanimity towards things, non-living things. For example, an arahat may have the Chanangupaka, 6-fold equanimities. If 6-fold equanimity means whether they see good or bad, they don't have attachment, they don't have hatred, or they don't have a lower or dosa. And this is the first one. Similarly, on hearing, smelling, tasting, touching, thinking. Altogether, 6. Whether it's desirable or undesirable, their mind will be free from love and hate. It can be living things or non-living things, then they will not love, they will not hate. We call 6-fold equanimity, Chanangupaka. So now, here also mentioned Satamachatata, Sankaramachatata, equanimity towards living things and non-living things, both. So then we must change our perceptions, right? Again, Satta Sankara Kelayana Pugala Pariwachanata. So the avoiding of persons who have too much attachment to living things, living beings, and non-living things. Actually, this one is very, very risky, right? Because sometimes we have very strong attachment to our family member, friends. When they suffer, we also suffer. When they are happy, we are also happy. But for bhikkhus, actually, now I'm also talking about Metta Sutta for L.A. Paudoya. Actually, I have already given Metta Sutta Dhamma talk in UBF also. I think some of you may remember Kulesawa Nanukito and that passage. We bhikkhu must not attach to family. If we have attachment with the family, then when they are happy, we are also happy. When they are suffering, we also have to suffer. So close. So similarly, if we have strong attachment to somebody, then when he suffer, we have to suffer. Right? Or similarly, non-living things. Sometimes we have very strong attachment to non-living things. Okay, for example, here I have a torchlight. Right? I have very strong attachment to the torchlight. When it's breaking, I feel sorry too much. Because I like it. So that means the stronger we have attachment, that means the more suffering we have. Right? This is called Satta Sankara Kirana Pukala. So if we, for example, I haven't seen many people, even some people and some CLAs, they like cats, they love cats too much. They take care of the cats, washing everything, giving foods, washing. They are busy with the cats. They have very strong attachment with the cats and dogs or many different things. Actually, this is really very bad. So when we are going to develop the enlightenment factor of Upekkha, we must avoid that kind of people. Another thing is, for example, like their properties. There are some people, they don't like when somebody touch their properties. Right? So I have met one bhikkhu. He is from in Thailand. He talked about Thai culture and how Thai bhikkhu practice Vinaya. Then some of Vinaya are really very strict actually. In Thailand also there are many strict rules. Then one other thing is when somebody touch their properties, then they say reoffer. So that means they don't like somebody to touch their properties. There's this kind of mindset. This in their community that he said that one. So that kind of thing is a little bit risky. Like, no upekkha, that they don't like anybody to touch their properties. That a little bit strange to me also. I feel a little bit pity for him. How miserable his life will be. Anyway, the main thing is if we have too much attachment to our properties, then we cannot develop upekkha Bojhanga. That is somebody has very strong attachment to living things or non-living things. We should not associate with that kind of people. We should not emulate or imitate the way they practice. Okay, let me one more thing, right? Sometimes we will say not to associate or avoid and people misunderstand. Don't talk with one, right? It doesn't mean don't talk with him or don't be friends with him. You can be friends, not mentally. Verbally, okay, you can do. Bodily, you can do, no problem. But sometimes there will side effect of verbal actions. And they will talk about how much they love their cats, how much they love their dog, right? How much they like their properties. Then it will be very terrible for you. It will be very disturbing for your practice. That's why we must be very careful when we are going to associate with this kind of people. Satta Sankhara Machata Bukala Sevanata. Association with people who are natural, impartial in regard to living beings and non-living things. Okay, here if we can also summarize the one who has equanimous feeling towards living things and non-living things. And this is very simple already, right? So for about living things, it's okay. We have Kamasakata, right? He's higher to his own karma. So karma ownership knowledge. We have sadhamachatata. For sankaramachatata, so it will be a little bit difficult. We can think about 4 elements and the non-living things. Then we may have less attachment to it. we can also have upekha, more upekha towards non-living things. So we have the last one, Tadati Mutata, inclination for developing the enlightenment factor of equanimity. That means our mind is always inclined to upekha sambojhanga. In any posture, when walking, standing, sitting, or lying down, we must be able to do, we must be willing to do, willing to develop upekha sambojhanga. These are the way to develop enlightenment factors. Okay, so I just summarize all the enlightenment factors in brief. But when we say Bojhanga, we have to understand two different things. Body, anger. Body also can be a person with a quality. What kind of quality? I mean, we must be qualified enough to attain Nibbana. Actually, all these 7 enlightenment factors are quality that can lead us to Nibbana. So body also have spiritual power, spiritual quality. As we have already known many things about enlightenment, right? Body also means enlightenment. The body also means awakens, or wakefulness. So when we say wakefulness or awake, we must also know sleeping. What means sleeping? Hobby, habit, sensual pleasure. So if we spend our time with our hobby, our habit, and sensual pleasure, that means we are sleeping. To have sound sleep, we may need darkness, right? Ignorance, delusion, we call in Bali moha. This is the darkness. So covered by darkness, delusion, we don't know truth or untruth. We cannot see anything properly. Then we just feel happy with sensual pleasure and habit and hobby. We are sleeping. So the 7 enlightenment factors are the way to wakefulness. So we must not sleep. We must be far from defilements. We must give up some of our hobby and our habits. We must restart new habits and new nature, new lifestyle in order to attain enlightenment. Then when we can develop the enlightenment factor, what will be the benefits? Okay, just review previous one. We can be free from darkness, ignorance, or delusion. Because of free from sleepiness, sensual pleasure, habit, and a hobby. Of course, we cannot eradicate all types of habit or all kinds of habit, hobby, right? As ordinary arhats or ordinary meditators. And then, not only that, there's also mentioned Marasena Bamatane. We can defeat Mara's armies. So we have many Maras. Many times also many people ask me about how many types of Maras, how are they? In many different Dhamma talks, the same question comes. Kilesa also called Mara. Sankhara, formation also called Mara. Khanda, aggregate also called Mara. Then the Matthew, that also called Mara. After that, Deva Buddha, the divine beings also called Mara. But here, when we talk about Mara Sinabamatane, defeating Mara's armies, it just means defeating the defilements. Defilements are Mara's armies. So when we have many defilements, it becomes an obstacle. We cannot release from suffering. It makes Maras happy. So that means when we have defilements, we are pleasing Maras. If we can overcome defilements, Mara is not very happy. So then we are defeating Maras. So if we say, what's the benefit of, if somebody asks, what's the benefit of developing enlightenment fetters? We can say, we can defeat Mara armies. So we have Lobha, Dosa, Moha, Mana, many things. All the defilements are called Mara's armies. So Mara himself, the thoughts, is his armies, because all of them are pleasing him. All the defilements are pleasing him. Like all the fetters, they can make him happy. So to defeat Mara's armies, we need to develop the enlightenment fetter of Bojhanga, the enlightenment fetters of seven enlightenment fetters. So, okay, now I will stop here, right? So we have already learned seven enlightenment fetters. It doesn't mean all of them are useful for new practitioners. When we are learning Mahasatipatthana Sutta, then there are some chapters beginner cannot practice. For example, in the Kayanupasana Satipatthana, it mentioned four posture and clear comprehension, the two chapters. In Dhammanupasana, we have the chapter of hindrances, the chapter of enlightenment fetters. These two are not for beginners. So some of the information I have given yesterday and today are not that easy for beginners, but there are something beginners can still use. For example, association. Everyone, we can choose our association. Our environment can affect our practice. Not only that, when we talk about Buddhist Sampajanga, Buddhanosati, Dhammanosati, Sanghanosati, Silanosati, Chakanosati, Devadanosati, we can do. It's easier. Even for beginners, this kind of practice is very easy. The Sambhara Dhamma Vichaya, for example, questioning, learning about Khanda, aggregates, Ayatana, bases, dhatu, elements, indriya, faculties, and bala, right? Power. We can learn, we can ask many things. We can apply in our daily life. Then this kind of information are useful. Okay, I also understand this topic is very heavy for listeners. But anyway, it will be useful for your future. That's why I just choose this topic. So Bojhanga is the way to enlightenment. It will make our eye opens. Then we can be awake all the time. That we cannot be influenced by defilements, overwhelmed by defilements, if we are developing enlightenment fetters. So if we can do well, we can also attain Ahaddhishya, path and fruition knowledge. We can also realize Nibbana. It will be fruitful for our life. May you all be able to practice the three trainings, and may you all be able to realize the final cessation and not suffering.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Sadhu, thank you very much for your teaching today. We have about 25 minutes left. May we open the floor for today's questions?
Okay.
Thank you. And for those of you who have questions, feel free to submit in the Q&A on Zoom. The first question, Vanami Sadhu, what's the best way to improve willingness to meditate? I was always willing, somehow not willing these days, maybe because I had many problems recently and had a break on meditation. But now I'm free and not willing to meditate well. Sadhu, sadhu.
Okay. Sometimes when your body becomes very tired, right? You don't want to practice well. But this is also one of the reasons it's possible. If you are unwilling too much, you can recall the benefits of meditation. Right? For example, peacefulness. You cannot buy. Although you have a lot of money, you cannot buy it. Concentration. This is your personal. When we talk about Dhamma qualities, right? Pachatan Vedita Bo Vinyuhi. Right? It's for individual experiences. Right? Individual or each person. So that's why you must recall the benefits of meditation. Then you may have experienced calmness and peacefulness. Just recall that kind of quality, and you may have more willingness to develop it. Okay? The next one.
Sadhu. Sadhu, what's the benefit 10 sila for laymen?
Okay. If I say practical way, right? I should say practical way, right? Okay. So if you don't have jhana, I mean, I should know, right? How much does it go for 1 meal in USA? How much does it cost? How much do you have to pay for lunch or breakfast if you are going to a restaurant and eat?
Depends, maybe $15 or around, depending on the area.
Okay, okay, we got the cheapest amount. The cheapest
That's $10, cheapest, maybe.
$10. Okay, this is a practical way. If you take 10 precepts, you don't need to have jhana, you save money. Right? Right? It's very practical, right? Don't talk about nibbana or Bible, it's very far, right? Just a practical way. Okay, if you are layman, okay, what kind of perfume do you use? How much do you have to pay for it? Right? If you have to take 10 precepts, you don't need to use perfume, save money again. If you are a laywoman, you may have many cosmetics. A cosmetic, right? You don't need to use cosmetic, save money again. Similarly, like you may have many other material for listening, music or something, right? So if you don't have to listen, should save time also, right? Okay, another thing, Ujasena Mahasena. If you don't buy very luxurious, very comfortable mattress, pillows, bed, right? Just simple bed, you save money also, right? Okay. Finally, if you don't handle money, you have less attachment to the money. Okay. If we say many other benefits, there's something, okay, if just according to the text, not practical, you may understand like that, right? So I just say practical way. Minimalism. Many people talk about minimalism, right? Actually, all 7 precepts is a minimalism. Okay? Okay, now another one.
Thank you, Sadhu. Let's see. Next question in
顶
Chinese.
礼西阿多，请教在正悟禅那道果之前，必须要平衡5根吗？萨度萨度萨度。
Okay. Actually, before attaining jhana, then we must balance controlling faculties. If we cannot balance controlling faculties, then we cannot improve jhana. We cannot attain jhana. This is also one thing. Actually, not only that, even in vipassana also, everything part of vipassana, we must balance. It's also important, right? Any other thing? Any other question?
I'm not sure. Okay, there's one question that just came in. Is it okay to carry credit card to work when keeping 10 precepts? Another question is, what are the benefits of eating one meal and not lying down for a layman?
Okay. This kind of thing is a Bojhanga, right? Bojhanga is a like not lying down or this kind of thing. This is the Bojhanga. Bojhanga is an extra practice, not compulsory. Okay. So the main thing is that if you one more thing, right? It's not very suitable for all the practitioners. If you don't lie down, if you don't sleep, the next day you may feel drowsy. Right? This is not really good thing to do. But when your body is strong enough, you can do it. This is one thing. What about carrying credit cards? When given 10 precepts, right? This is no. Let me. You should not carry anything. Because one more thing, right? For example, I don't know in US, like in Singapore, they have an MRT card just for transportation. You cannot buy anything. When they take the bus or train, they can use cards. That kind of things you cannot buy anything. That's why we can say it's allowable. In the case of the credit cards, with this credit card you can buy something, right? They're like a money you can buy using this kind of cards. So when you are undertaking 10 precepts, it's not really very good to use. It's not recommendable, right? Okay, the benefit of eating one meal. It depends. Eating one meal, it depends. For example, you may have less attachment to foods. Also, you may not be busy too much. Actually, for lay person, it's very easy, to say. For bhikkhu, a little bit more messy because we go for Venerable, we don't need to cook, right? For lay person, you have to cook. If you have only one meal, cook only one time, finish, not busy. You have more time to do other things, right? So just think about practical way, okay? Don't think about Dhamma way, right? It's a little easier for you. Any other thing?
I do not see other questions.
Okay.
So if there's no further questions, maybe
Two questions. Okay. No question? Okay.
Yeah. If no further question, may Sadhu lead us in making aspirations and sharing merits.
Okay, Uttamadasi is there, right? Uttamadasi has slideshow. Okay, Uttamadasi, can you share slideshow and share merit, okay? Okay, slideshow, here's slideshow. I'm used, right? I'm used.
Yeah, Wayne, please.
Okay. Please. Idame punyam asavakaya ahamhodu idame punyam ibanasa achehodu ama punyam bhagam tapasatanam ajemi sabe esaman punyabhaga andu. Thank you again, Sayadaw, for your teachings and for the interpretation from interpreting Bhantes. Sayadaw, please feel free to leave Zoom at your convenience. Thank you so much.